Tesla Cats. Nicola 123 here. This is late, but I said I was going to do this stream anyway, so here I am. Doing it a little late, but that's actually fair in my opinion. I'm getting uncomfortable with my shirt. Okay. Some articles. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing in this entire stream. I am going to talk a little bit about Mystic Messenger and about my opinions on it as a series. But, yeah. And I kind of am glad that my parents and everyone's asleep, because I don't want to move locations if I don't have to for the stream. But as you saw, Yusung was the thingy majigger thingy, whatever. My brain's dead. It's quote unquote late at night, and and things are just amazing right now. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of waking up too. Plus, this is a good time to announce again, I am on another channel now. This is a dump channel, and this is the only channel I can actually do live streams on, so there you go. And welcome, first person to the live stream. I don't know if you're someone I know, but please comment, say hi, whatever. Probably going to be talking about Mystic Messenger, or as much about Mystic Messenger as I can during this whole stream. So original, but announcing again, I am at another channel. It's going to be mainly comic dubs, animations, and audio dramas, but I'm going to try to minimize swearing on there and everything. But yeah, if you're fairly new to this channel, you don't know that I moved channels, and that's fine. Feel free to go back and watch a bunch of my old videos, and then come by the other channel, even though I don't have very much content. And the new channel's name is Tesla's Garden. So, you're good there. Yeah, my English is kind of gone. But, yeah, I currently only have about 4, maybe 5 videos on that channel. But, yeah. Smart. But I'm hoping to do better as time kind of wears on. But anyway, let's start out talking about this. I'll do a little bit of a refresher for those who don't know what Mystic Messenger is. And then, I'll kind of talk about my favorite character, and then if you guys have questions on what I think about the other characters, because stuff like that, and don't want to give me spoilers, because my friend's already going to be spoiling me on the game anyway if we write a script. And that's going to be the other thing I talk about in the stream, but we'll get to that later. But if you want to spoil me, I do not want you to spoil me if you can help it. Yeah. So, yeah, hello person. A lot of talking, a lot of stupid things at the beginning. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't know what Mystic Messenger is, who might watch this stream later and be like, what the heck is this? This looks anime, but I've never heard of it before. Obviously, a lot of people have, but you are the main character. We're just going to go with MC. You are MC, and you are living a normal life every day. Every day is going to be normal and great until one day you get random text messages from this person. You don't know who they are. They go by the name Unknown. And they're saying, hey, can you help me with something real quick? In a not suspicious way at all. I swear, it's not suspicious at all. Me making fun of Mystic Messenger and all its plot holes, but, you know, whatever. But he tells you, hey, I need help with something. I don't remember exactly what he asked you to do. Oh, wait, no. He found someone's phone, and he asked you to find the apartment that this phone belonged to. Apparently, somehow, if you have someone's phone, it automatically means you know where their apartment is, because that's a normal thing. Still, I'm gonna make fun of plot holes this whole time I'm explaining this. I don't know all the routes or anything. I just know, well, I know all the routes, but I don't know how to get all the routes. So if that's something you ask me, I don't know how to help you there. A friend of mine got one of the other routes. I got one of the easier routes to get. So, yeah, but anyway. So, he guides you to this apartment, and then somehow, because he has this person's cell phone, that obviously means he both knows where the apartment is and what the secret passcode is to get into the apartment. And it's so simplistic, because all the numbers are the same on the keyboard. I'm not even kidding. The art they did for that, all the numbers are exactly the same. They're all 8. It looks like they all say 8. Now, that could have been just their way of saying, hey, we don't want someone to be able to actually break into something with this number thing, so we're going to play it safe. But that's out of the way. You walk into the apartment, and all of a sudden, the person that was texting you, their texting is gone. It's glitched out of your phone. And this is if you take the good route. The easy bad route, I'll explain in a very short moment. In fact, I should probably explain that now. The easy bad route is to just keep saying, no, I'm not at the apartment. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't know what this is. And to literally just keep lying to the person that's texting you, only to, I think, get killed or something by the end. It's a bad ending. But that one is very easy to get to. That's an ending that's easy. That's one, if you don't know what the game is, that if you really just want to be stupid and get a bad ending right away, that you probably would love to play that. Just have some fun with it. Whatever. Not the point. Okay, back to the storyline. Woot. I must be so entertaining if you're sticking around this long. I'm sorry. Okay, so you walk in, and all of a sudden, the unknown person disappears. They sent you a picture and everything. All their texting just flat out disappears. It flat out disappears. And all of a sudden, you're launched into a chat room with, I think, 6 people. I think now. Feel like I'm missing somebody, but actually it might be 5 people. Wait, no, I am missing somebody, but they aren't in the chat room right away. So you're sent into the chat room with 5 people. Another person shows up later. He's kind of important later. And mind you, there might be some spoilery stuff towards the beginning. That's fine, because these are just basic information you need to know. Oh, I'm sorry. So you get sent in, and all of a sudden you see all these chat messages. And the good thing I will say about this game versus real life in chat rooms is you can pause. You can pause the conversation. I don't think in normal chat rooms you can actually pause the chat room and be like, I need to read this. So basically you're reading them having normal and funny conversations. And hello, second person, hi. If I know you, great. If I don't, great. Just please leave a comment. Have fun. Please leave a comment. Oh, and they're gone. No, I must be so entertaining. Anyway. Thinking. Sorry. So you get sent into the chat room. There's 5 people in the chat room to begin with. And all of a sudden they notice you're there. And then they're like, crap, it's a hacker. Not kidding. That's literally what happens. Hacker, and you can plug in whatever name you want for the chat room. I'm not kidding. You can plug in whatever name. Or you can plug in a normal name. I don't know. Whatever you want to do when you do this. You do you. I plugged in my this YouTube channel name when I played it. But off topic there. So you're in the room. You have 5 people in the chat room. And they're all texting. And they're all talking to you. Basically, it's a text messaging dating sim. With a good story, to say the least. So, you're sitting there, and they ask you to tell them who you are, and like any normal person, you can be like, hold on, what the hell, I am confused, or you can say, hello, I am blah, whatever name you plugged in for MC. Who are the rest of you? Very computer texty type response. And this is also a way to get a heart for somebody, but I don't think you can get it in the normal casual story. Because there's casual story, there's deep story, and then there's another story. Casual story is the 3 easiest routes. Deep story, you have to if you don't have enough hourglasses, which is your form of currency to play it, you have to pay for the hourglasses. Like, you literally have to pay money. But if you want to play the free stuff, go for it. Go through the easy routes first. And then there's another story, which also costs hourglasses. So, the only one that's actually free is Casual Story, which is where one of the routes that I took is. I don't know which characters are on which route, if I can English properly. But yeah, they start trying to figure out who the heck you are, and then all of a sudden, the hacker in the group, because there is a hacker, and actually, I think I should probably just tell you what all the routes are after this. But yeah. English. Focus. Photosynthesis. I close my eyes and think for a sec. And I'm gonna yawn, apparently. I probably look like an idiot. And this is really laggy on my side. I don't know why, so I apologize if it's laggy on yours, too. Yeah, okay, so back on track. So, the hacker in the group is able to actually see you in the game. Like, he's trying to figure out who you are. He goes through your phone. He kind of discovers a lot about you. And then they're trying to decide, after a little bit of time, hey, should we tell her who this is? Tell her, or if you're a guy playing it, I'm not gonna judge, everyone, you do you. Yeah, okay, back on topic here, Nicola. Yeah, I'll call myself Nicola on here, but Tesla-chan, whatever. Oh gosh, stop doing that. I need to shut off the notification sounds. But if I do that, I'm gonna destroy this live stream. There you go. Notification sounds off. Great. Alright, anyway. Or at least I thought I would. But then again, maybe it's because I'm talking and I'm not listening to something that I can turn off the notifications without problem right now. Don't know. Figure that out later. Anyway. I don't know. I'm bored. Anyway. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. So, yeah. Back to explanations of what this game is. So, long story short, and someone's gone. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. Because if I don't, I'm going to drive myself crazy. Alright, anyway. So, long story short, I'm just going to make sure that the chat's working. Because I think I have the live chat. Yeah, it shows the live chat. Cool. Okay. So long story short, you get found by the hacker in the group, and then they contact V, who's the only person that hasn't entered the chat yet. He hasn't entered the chat yet. And he's the head of this organization called the RFA, Rika Fundraiser Association. I think. I could be completely wrong, but I think I got that. Rika Fundraiser Association. So the Rika Fundraiser Association basically pulls together money for things by hosting parties once every year for very specific causes and raises money on a lower level, so it's not like very super high-end official stuff where even the people who have a hard time donating can actually donate. And they invite you to take the place of their former member, Rika, who's apparently dead. Obviously, if you've played Mystic Messenger, you know some other things that other people don't. I do know some spoilers because my friend has told me some of the spoilers, but that is aside from the point. So, long story short, your job is to take Rika's position, answer emails to get potential party guests, and literally just work your darndest to make sure this party works out, while at the same time trying to seduce one of the many characters that you can seduce in this game, or rather get with one of the many characters you can get in this game. On Casual Story, I know for a fact you can get my favorite character, Yu Sung, who is a gamer, a goofball, and a sweetheart, and I guess you could say he's yandere because he wants to go out of his way to protect you no matter what cost it is to him. And he is just adorable. I love him. He is Cinnamon Roll. He's too cute, and he's the route I took. You have his best friend, who is the true out and the hacker, 707, who wants to distance himself from you, from what I heard from my friend, and I won't give much beyond that, but he's your hacker. He's kind of a goofball, and he's like, should we get... Like, he says goofy things like, should we get married in a space station? I'd want to get married in a space station. So, yeah, me being a complete goof, but it's true. That is him. And you can get his route on Deep Story. I think another story is where you can get two of the only storyline where you can get only two of the routes. Deep Story. Is Deep Story. Tired. Why? Because you slept most of the day. Oh, no, duh. So you have... Snack my finger. It's because that's a thing, so I can think. Okay, yeah. So the routes you can get, obviously I've named two. Yu Sung Kim, 707, or Lucille, or Young or whatever. I only know these other names because of spoilers. It's not because I have to know these names. So you have 707, Yu Sung, Jae-hee Kang, Jumin Han, Zen, because I don't know his actual Korean name, because this is also a Korean dating sim. V, I don't know his real name either, I feel bad because I should, but it's the name well known by the people who've played the game is V. Ray / Saran / unknown, who's the guy who contacts you in the beginning of the game, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. I swear, I feel like I am. Hold on. I think Yu Sung, Jae-hee, 707, the unknown, Jumin Han. If I'm missing characters, I swear, I can't remember, and I don't have any other technology I can use, and I don't want to get on my computer to look stuff up. I feel bad. Okay, I really have to think about this stuff. I'm sorry. But I'm naming off the routes you can take. So, you have Yu Sung Kim, 707, Jae-hee Kang, Jumin Han. Now there was somebody I was missing. Zen, V, and brain is completely dead, I'm sorry. And unknown. So I think there's only 7 routes. There might be 8. I think it's 7 though, because it makes more sense. But Yu Sung is the cute little gamer, possibly yandere cinnamon roll. English is gone. 7 is his best friend, or one of his closest friends, who is a hacker and wants to keep his distance. Zen is an actor that likes to flirt with girls, but actually thinks you're pretty freaking adorable and is really nice to you no matter what route you're on. Jae-hee is the assistant to a high-end corporate child, Jumin Han. And she's really nice and sweet and generally cares about you. Jumin Han is your kind of cold, I guess you could say, personality. I guess you could say cool if you wanted to, but is, again, is a son of a corporate president. Saron / unknown / Ray is a member of another organization called Mintai, who wants to take out the RFA, and I won't give you much beyond that, but they're, I guess you could say, a religious sect type thing. I don't know. And V is a photographer and the head of the RFA, who also is blind and is just very sweet. He's adorable. I want to hug him. So that covers all your routes. Now, from what I know about the story, again, I have some spoilers because of my friend who played 707's route right away, because she liked him right away. From the get-go, she liked 7. I liked Yu Sung from the get-go. I think 7's my close second. Not because, I don't care about 7's backstory, because if some of you are watching this and know what Mystic Messenger is already, then you care. You know what 7's route, or you've heard of 7's route, and you love 7's character. So I can't be like, oh, how dare you? You like 7. I hate you. That's just kind of stupid. Because honestly, all the characters are pretty likable in one way or another. 7 is the main route of the game, but I chose Yu Sung's route because I love Yu Sung. He's adorable. He's a cinnamon bun. But throughout the whole game, you're not only trying to you're not only trying to make sure that you can host that the RFA can host another party, but you're also trying not to get killed because somebody's made it so the bomb could still explode in the apartment you were sent to. Gee, I wonder who that was. If you haven't played the game, then you don't know who that was, but I know because, again, I got spoiled on it. Well, I haven't gotten spoiled. I think it happens no matter what route you're on, too. So, I don't know. Shrug. Shruggy McShrugger pants. And then you have, English is gone. English is completely gone. My mind is not working. And then by the end of the route, you end up with the boy you want. Obviously, there are multiple bad endings, there's secret endings, and there's good endings. But yeah, so that kind of covers Mystic Messenger. So if you're interested and you watch this video and you're like, oh my gosh, even though this girl trailed off a lot, this sounds like a good game, you should play it. If not, that's up to you. That is completely up to you. But now to cover kind of what I wanted to cover in this video aside from that. What I wanted to cover in this video was kind of something that my friend and I want to work on, and obviously I'm going to get spoilers from her to do this, because I don't know what to do. Plus, she read the wiki, so she knows a lot more than I do. I only know a few minor things that she told me, or, well, I think they're major plot line-wise, but a few things that she told me on the sidelines of this. But what I want to do on my new channel, even though this might be a little difficult, I want to create a fan anime based on the Mystic Messenger game. Now, it's not going to be entirely the same plot line as the game, so I recommend, if I end up doing this and I end up being confident enough in my own animation skills to actually put something like that out, that you play the game before you watch the anime, quote-unquote, because there's no anime for this currently. But if I end up actually making this into an anime, making that a thing, then I know for a fact that it will not be the same storyline as the original game. And some people might be a little bit like, about things, because, yeah. But it is going to be a bunch of OCs, because I don't want to be like MC number 1, MC number 2, MC number 3, MC number 4. But the way it's going to be different, a few of the ways it's going to be different than the Mystic Messenger game if I end up doing this, I think it's going to be a win because I really want to do this. I really want to make this an anime because there's no official anime, so making my own would be the next best thing, and it would be a lot of fun for me. But I will say this. I think for the storyline, the few things that are going to remain the same is at least one of the characters, one of the our original characters, because a friend of mine and I created a bunch of original characters. One of the original characters is going to be led to the apartment of former RFA member Rika's to, I guess you could say, aid in the destruction of it. Not that they know it at the time, but that's what I know. One of the characters is going to be dragged there. The other characters are going to be really close friends of theirs. And I've been kind of debating, because I've done this with my friend before, but I have debated whether or not to have the characters maybe have minor connections to the RFA members. That's up for debate, obviously. But that would be cool if I do that. So, yeah. But that's going to be one of the major things that's not going to change for this particular thing. Now, a few things that are going to change, because this is me and my friend and how we roleplay, because we do roleplay, Mystic Messenger. We have a character for each of the boys and Jaehee. Not leaving Jaehee out. Maybe we'll make a character for Vanderwood. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. I have to think about that, and I would have to talk to her about that. There's a character for each character. That's going to be one thing that's different. My friend and I roleplay that the characters, the OCs we created, are part of their own variation on the RFA. It was created by the youngest member of the group instead of, like, the oldest member. And so on. And that the stories for them are a little different. Obviously. Obviously they're different, but, not the point. And that, in the end, both groups are going to end up teaming up and becoming one organization. Another major difference that there's going to be is, okay, this is going to be another spoiler for those who haven't played the game. I think it's pretty major depending on, it's minor if it's a story that, I think if it's in casual story, it's more minor. If it's in deep story, it's major. So, if you're currently playing one of the routes in deep story, this would be a good time to click off. This would be a good time not to listen or to mute your screen. I will probably do another thumbs up when you should unmute. Rika's not dead. It's not as big of a plot point in the casual story as, in my personal opinion, as Rika doesn't really play a big role in the casual story. In the deep story, she obviously would have to play a big role because the main character, the main route of the game is in the deep story, which is Seven's route. I know, that was weird. Anyway, so for the deep story, again, this is kind of an important bit. So Rika's still alive, and she runs Mindaya, and she's trying to bring people to paradise in her new religion. And she is pretty evil, and if you follow the deep story, then yeah, there's some things that happen. Some of the things that do happen in the deep story with 707 are not going to happen, or in other routes in the deep story, are not going to happen in the anime that I created. So, Now you can unmute your screens if you have not played the game, or if you are trying not to get spoiled for that bit. Alright, anyway, back to this. So that's really what I plan to be doing. I would obviously be working on the script with my friend. Also, I won't lie, this is off topic, if you like Mystic Messenger, you might like Seduce Me, the Atome, by Michaela Laws. It's got good story. The main route's kind of cool. My friend likes the main route too. Mind you, this is a weird thing for my friend. She likes the main routes for both of those games. But yeah, okay, back on topic. So, long story short, that kind of covers what I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I might just ramble a bit on about the characters and what I know about them. At this point, maybe I think I can make this into an hour-long thing, and then I'll just stop the recording, because I'm only 31 minutes in. So I think I can make this an hour. But, yeah, if you have questions and you're watching this for me personally, and you like Mystic Messenger, please feel free to comment. I am open to any questions you might have if you haven't played the game. Try not to leave spoilers in the comments, but I'm open. I am an open book to your questions. What? Oh, that's right, I downloaded an app. I forgot about that. I downloaded another dating sim. I'm like, what? Okay, but yeah. Please, if you have questions, ask. But for the majority of this, if you don't have questions, I'm just gonna ramble about different characters and what I know about them and what I've heard about their routes and all that jazz. So, we're gonna go. So, we're gonna start with the route I know the best, Yusung, because Yusung is amazing. And I liked Yusung a lot, because I was playing Casual Story, and I don't have the Mun-Muns to pay for other story routes. Pfft, what is this about money? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm being a goof. I'm sorry. Anyway, so, I gotta think. Sorry. So, with Yusung, I never got a bad ending with Yusung. I never got any of the the bad endings with Yusung. I only got the good ending. I didn't play the bad ending because I found out I couldn't play other routes without paying money or having enough hourglasses to play other routes. Because you have to spend a certain number of hourglasses, as I've previously stated, to actually even remotely get to other things, like the deep story or the casual story. Like, the casual story is the only free route. The deep story, you have to spend 400. I think you have to spend about 500 to 300 hourglasses on the another story. So that's I know for a fact that I can't play those. It kind of stinks, or that I couldn't play those, and it kind of stinks. But that's just me. So if you have the money for it, I urge you to go ahead, or I urge you to play other stories to get enough hourglasses to do specific things. Yes, I can English properly, I promise. Specific things. And I urge you to play it. Like, I urge you to play it if you haven't. But not the point. So, I went down Yusung's route, and I didn't get a bad ending for Yusung. I was worried about getting a bad ending, so I replayed to get the better answers on some of the things, because I figured out what the better answers were for some of these things. I won't lie, I kind of cheated and looked up a walkthrough, but I didn't use that the whole time. In fact, I didn't use that the whole time, and I managed to get, and I literally managed to get, the best possible ending for Yusung, where he does all this crazy stuff to basically save your life. And I love his character quite a bit. Not only is he kind of a goof, but he's not only is he kind of a goof and he loves to play video games, which I'm slowly trying to get myself into because I'm part of another channel called Totally Awesome Idiots, and if you don't know what that is, all you have to do is look it up. And I can't leave the link in the description without leaving the video, so I apologize for that. But, yeah, I'm thinking, sorry. So, Yu-sung goes out of his way to save your life in his route, and he's really sweet, and he goes with 7 to go save your life. I almost have to think that if you take Yu-sung's route, and you get hearts for 7, it's actually pretty adorable. I almost think you kind of have to get close to 7 in a sense. Like, you have to get close to everybody in the RFA to a certain extent, I think, because this is just sort of my viewpoint, and a lot of the answers I chose were my own when I went on his route, because I can't, that's one of the things that Chitz does not want you to do, is tell people how to get endings and everything, and that makes sense, because then everyone would just play through it, they wouldn't spend the money, and they wouldn't bother. So, Charitz is just trying to protect his property, and I can't blame them. But, long story short with the whole, with Yu-sung's route, he comes to the party, and he's got his eye injured. And I'm just like, baby, oh, don't do that to yourself, no. And, okay, I have a weird question for people who are watching. Maybe it's interesting for you, I don't know. But I'm wondering if you, if you played the Mystic Messenger stuff, what was your party? What grade did your party get? My party got a B plus, I think. So I got close to an A. I think I only had 12 or so guess. Though I'm actually pretty proud of what I got as far as guess were concerned, considering I didn't know what the heck to do when it came to some of the emails. I felt confused. I was like, what? How did I screw this up? How? You know, like, because there was, like, one, I think it was a basket weaver, where they asked what, or, like, a bag maker or whatever, one of them for their basket or bag, and I suggested red because red and green seem to go together, and they're bright and vibrant colors together, and they work really well together. They're like, well, darn it, I screwed up the vibe. I can't come to your party because I have to remake this. And I'm like, then why did you ask me that question? I'm kind of a jerk, but it's true. I felt that way. I was like, why are you asking that question, you jerk? Baka? Obviously, some of them I think I got wrong because of the fact that I didn't really think about what I was answering. Like, one about the Yu-sung and Seven's favorite movie star was on there, and he emailed the main character, and that happened, and I think I screwed up on one answer. One. But that's enough rambling about Yu-sung. Seven's kind of fun. I think I see him, like, I see him as my second place when it comes to Mystic Messenger. Mostly because he's kind of funny and sporadic, and I feel like he's someone I could get along with really well. I don't know why, just the idea of goofing off with someone like that seems like a lot of fun. Like, even if it wasn't, like, in a dating relationship, I could see myself being with Seven, if he was a real person. He's enjoyable, and kind of easy to get along with, from what I can get. For the most part. I mean, obviously, people have very deep personalities and emotions, and he doesn't feel like he should get close to anyone because he's scared about hurting people, and that's just kind of like, okay, I get it. Again, spoilers, I get it. Spoilers type stuff that I've been told, makes me kind of understand. It makes me feel kind of sad, too, because I'm just like, no. Jumin, I'm going to cover Jumin real quick, because I think he's close to the end of my list, and that's mostly because he distances himself and he doesn't have any interest in girls. Not because he's gay, but because of things in his life. And I guess I understand that, but I think that's a stupid reason to be cold towards people. Like, cold towards girls and not want anything to do with them, I guess. I just think it's stupid and kind of pointless. Though, if you like him, I will say this. I think the one major trait I like about him is the fact that he has a cat, and I have 2 of them. And so if I met him in real life, I think we would get along really well, just based on the fact that we both like cats. And that's probably it. And with 7, again, I think I get along with him just for the goofy factors of him. Like, he's a goofball. I think I get along with him just strictly because of that. Like, there are definitely things about Yusung. Like, I'm not a big gamer. But, to be honest, I have tried to play an MMO before. But they want you to pay every month or for a year. And it was, I think, the Pirates one. I forgot what it was called. But it was like for younger kids, and you can only play it on PC. And it's still around, I think, but I don't think very many people play it. But I'm just like, I don't have money to pay for this stuff. I can't even get advance in the game or advance in the storyline of the game because I have to pay. And I was younger at the time, so I couldn't pay for it. And I still don't have a job, but I'm trying to find one, but that's off topic. But I think if I were in a relationship with Yusung, I think I would enjoy hanging out with him just because he just wants your company. You know, he's that type of person that just wants your company and loves you very unconditionally, even in the storyline. So I think that's why I would pick Yusung over most of the other characters. I think Zen would probably be a close 3rd place because he likes people not just for their looks, but for their personalities. Like, if you have a good personality as well as good looks, then it's generally nice, and it's really cool. And I'm like, thank you! You're awesome! I mean, you're an actor, and you're, like, talking about how smexy you are all the time. But at the same time, there's obviously some deeper emotions and reasons why you look for people that look for you or want you for your personality, not just your appearance. That says a lot about people, and personally, that's me. I like to look for people for their personality. Obviously, it would be a little difficult because he's allergic to cats to kind of live with him because I love animals and I love cats. And for me, that's just like, ugh, that's sad. I really would like to, that would not necessarily be the deal breaker, especially since I don't know if by the time I move out, I would end up even having my cats anymore. But, because I don't know when I'm going to move out either. But I think for me it would be very difficult because there aren't as many animals that are quote-unquote cute that don't have fur. So that might be a turn-off for some people. I guess I could handle just having a pet axolotl because, I really want one. That sounds weird to bring up, but I do want a pet axolotl or a lizard. That would be fine too, like a bearded dragon. That'd be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with keeping something like that in the house if it wasn't going to keep him from getting sick or sneezing all the time. There's things you got to sacrifice for love, and that's kind of one of those things that is so minor that I wouldn't mind sacrificing. So those are my reasons for Zen, honestly. My major reasons for Zen, I've already mentioned why he would be a 3rd place. And I've already mentioned why Jumin would be last. Let's talk about Jae-hee. Although I don't swing that way, I don't personally swing that way, because Jae-hee is such a nice person, I could see her definitely as a really good friend, that although they are somewhat complainy, actually looks out for you nonstop. Like, they have that really close connection with you. And again, although I don't sway that way, if I was a guy and I was looking for a girl, I think that would be technically the type of person I would look for. Although she is very serious, she is also very kind and has the ability to be very, I guess you could say, silly. And it doesn't bother me, I guess, that she likes Zen for his work ethic. Which is also why I ship Zen and her, but we won't talk about that because I don't want to start a shipping war on this channel. But Zen and Jae-hee are both really, really good people and really interesting people. But, I mean, obviously Jay, he has a different job and a different life and is a lot more serious and loves to go see plays and stuff like that with Zen in them. So, I find her kind of entertaining and kind of cool and kind of like she would stick by you no matter what. And the fact that she's just that loyal and kind and even cares about the main character even if you're not going down her route. Same thing. I would actually say same as Zen. Makes her a very good, viable candidate, even though I don't sway in that direction. Which is why she's probably a tie for third with Zen, now that I think about it. Even though, again, I don't sway that way, there's a lot of good points to her character. I've already expressed my thoughts on Juman, but I am going to express them again. Juman, although he seems like he would be loyal to you, after a while, he realized he's too reliant on money solving all the problems, which is partially because he's a CEO child of a CEO, or a corporate head. So I can't be too mad at him for that, but I do find that to be a bit of a turnoff, as I do not live in a high-end family. I am not rolling in dough, and my parents were barely able to pay for the tablet I currently have. Well, not barely. It was only $50, and that was with a plan that kind of is stupid. But off topic here. I guess you could say, like, the major turnoffs for me with Juman, because these are all the characters you can get in deep and casual, and then I'll cover, like, another story, and what my thoughts are currently on the characters, as I don't know very much on the another story stuff. But, I have to say, for me, I guess, like, Juman has those major turnoffs. There are definitely some major things that prove that he's loyal to you. Like, he doesn't want you to stress about situations that are obviously worth stressing over, such as, obviously, the bomb in the game. I don't think it matters whatever route you're on, you probably still get the bomb, and I'm getting no viewers now. But, for me, Juman is not, like, a huge, schmexy type person. Like, he's beautiful. He has a good appearance. It's just that he's so disconnected from humans and reality in a sense that I don't know if I could handle it. I want someone I can connect to and talk to, and even Jay, he, and Zen kind of fill that gap in their own ways. They're easy to talk to. Even when Jay, he is drunk, she is somewhat easy to talk to. Juman is kind of, I guess you could say, sort of, I wouldn't say foreboding, but kind of boring. He's kind of a boring character. It's just a personal opinion. You have your own opinions. You are free to have them. And now we're going to cover another story, which has V and Sarah and Unknown in it. Or Ray, if you prefer. V is your photographer, kind of keeping secrets from everybody. And he keeps these secrets to protect all the members of the RFA. He didn't tell anybody that he has a visual impairment, except for maybe, I think, a select few characters. But I'm watching it, and when you're going through Yu-Sung's story, you kind of get these thoughts of, I don't know how much I can trust this character because of how many secrets this character is keeping. And I think for me, the fact that he keeps so many secrets makes me kind of sad. V makes me kind of sad in the fact that he feels like he has to carry this huge weight, like a backpack, on his back. And for me, that's just kind of sad. Not only has he kind of lost Rika, no matter if she's dead or not, but also he's just trying to keep everybody away from the floodgates. And he can't do it. And so that's what makes me, I guess, kind of depressed about his character. Not because he's a bad character, But I just feel bad because he feels like he has to carry the weight of every single RFA member and all the secrets and everything that Rika and about Mintai and, well, not so much Mintai. I don't even know if he's a member of Mintai. I think that was, like, one of the things that was hinted at when my friend tried to place Unknown's route. But, yeah, back to the point. Either way, I feel really bad for V. I feel for him. He's sweet and he wants to look after you. And unlike Yu-Sung, he does it in a way that is polar opposite. Yu-Sung does it in a way that he's willing to put himself in danger for you, but he's willing to be honest about whether or not he's going to put himself in danger for you. Whereas V will not tell you if there's something wrong, I guess you could say, or won't tell you things because he doesn't want you to freak out. And in truth, he's not towards the back of the list. I think he's a close second with 7. I think Saron is near the top with Yu-Sung, which is unknown, by the way. But that's just because, like my friend, I think I find a heart for some tsunderes. But we'll get to Rei, Saron, unknown. Obviously, all slashes in between those, but V is a close second because he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't trust you with this information. It's that he doesn't want to get you hurt because you know this information. And it makes me sad because this character is just so sweet and he does so much to help out. He's one of the heads of the RFA, and he even kept it a secret from everyone that he was losing his vision because he didn't want to worry anybody. But I think with V, he needs to maybe open up more as a character to his friends and to everybody else and kind of tell them what's going on because he is one of the most heartfelt characters I can see in this series. Like, everyone else has a very heartfelt characteristic. Some less than others, but there's definitely, like, some very obvious things that are supposed to make you love these characters. Which is why I kind of feel sad for V and why he's a close second alongside, 7. But not the point. Not the point at all. But yeah, V is definitely a close second. I still put Jumin at the back, not because Jumin's a bad character, but again, because of reasons I've previously stated. If you haven't seen those, you can probably watch this whole thing, because I usually leave these up after I record them as well. So now, I guess it's time to cover Unknown, /Saron, /Rei, whatever order you want to go in. Rei, I don't know much about Rei. Like, obviously I know things that my friend has told me, like Rei /Saron /Unknown is brothers with 7, and that they both were abused as children. Which is very sad if you think about it. It actually hurts to hear about that. And obviously if you haven't played the game, you don't know these things. I have mixed emotions. There's the emotions that I don't want, like, there's the emotions that there's a part of me that's mad at him for certain things that happen in the other games, because he's just so rude at times, or he does something to put you in immediate danger. But then there's also the fact that I've been spoiled on stuff, and I know that he's been brainwashed by Rika. Because she's a member of Mintai, and she brainwashed him on purpose. I'm thinking. There's the fact that he's kind of a tsundere when you go on his route, and that he's rather abusive to the main character when you go on his route, from what I've heard. And that's mostly because of what he's had to go through. Mind you, I don't find that appropriate under any circumstance, but if you have to kind of grin and bear it to pass through his route, I feel really bad. Especially since if you really loved that character and you were really interested in that character and you wanted to seduce them from the beginning and you all of a sudden have to go down their route. That's kind of a depressing thought. But, back to the point. The reason he's near the top, next to Yusung, isn't because necessarily his sweet nature. Because he starts out with the sweet nature. That changes over time. But, also, I think the thing for me is the reason he's close to the top is that he gets so fooled by Rika and so terribly treated as a child alongside Seven. And he is a Soon, and just all these characteristics kind of combine to make me feel really sorry, and not only sorry, but make me just want to give him someone who can trust. That he can be trusted, that he can trust and he can be close to. Which is why he's close to the top. I think in some ways Yusung is the same, not because Yusung has undergone the same exact trauma, but because Rika's died, he equates you to Rika. I don't know if this is a bad ending, but if you continue to equate yourself to Rika for him, I think that's almost like saying, enabling Yusung. And so, I'm actually kind of thankful that the other members kind of straightened my head out. I won't lie, this game makes you think. But back to Saron before I actually go into more about why I love this game, and then I'm going to stop the video. But yeah, Saron is just very, very a mixed bag of emotions for me. But he's near the top because of that mixed bag of emotions. I might put him in second place with everybody else. With V and 7. But yeah, I think I've covered Saron, so I'm going to go into why I love this game and everything else. Especially since I'm going to go off of Yusung's route for this. So if you're trying to play Yusung's route and you don't want spoilers too many, please click off. Or mute. I won't be putting my thumb up again to say, hey, you don't have to listen anymore. Because after I say this, I'm going to have covered everything. So, Yusung, for me, because I'm going to use Yusung is really adorable. He sees that you're trying to take Rika's spot and you're trying to take it seriously, and he starts to see you and treat you as Rika. I think in almost a way, I kind of let myself get sucked into that because just like everyone else, I'm a sinful being and I need to rely on God to help me with my problems. If you think I'm weird for saying that, that's your opinion, but this is my belief system. But, anyway, back to this. So, he starts to see you as Rika, and you can either say, but I'm not Rika, or whatever, but I don't know if I said that. I probably could have, I probably should have, and I think part of it was me just wanting to make sure I stayed on his route. But as I started to realize with the game, the other characters make you think about what you're doing, usually. Like, if you just go on casual or deep story, all the characters kind of make you think about what you're doing. I get the vibe that they make you think about what you're doing and who you're being in that situation. And one of the things that made me think really harshly it even made me think back on when I was with somebody else in my middle school and early high school years, was when I think Jaehee and Zen kind of confronted me on the group chat about whether or not I was Rika. Or whether or not I really wanted him to see me as Rika his whole life and I wanted to enable him or hurt him. And that made me think about something that happened in my life, where I felt kind of pressured into a situation. This was middle school, as I've stated. I felt pressured into going on a date with this autistic kid who had a crush on me. Or going out with, or like, not dating, going out on a date, but like being his girlfriend. I felt pressured into that. Not by him specifically, but by another student as well. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to start any problems on here. But I felt like I had to grin and bear it, and after a while, it felt good to have someone love me for who I was, to to the point where I didn't realize that I was dragging them along till I got halfway through my first year of high school. I broke up with them, and I won't deny they stalked me, but that's because if you're autistic, you don't know what's acceptable and what's not, and on top of that, if you're a guy, you don't know when to stop sometimes. It's just an honest point. But that moment made me think about what I did with this real life person, and made me want to kind of do better with Yu Sung, even though Yu Sung is not a real character, because, like I said, this game makes you think, and it kind of has a meta feel. Although it's an older game at this point, and that there's not as big of a fan base for it anymore, the game, although it is meta, is a really amazing game. It makes you think about things. It makes you connect with the characters. It makes you feel for the characters even though they're not real. And a game that can do that really grabs my attention. I find it entertaining and amazing and well written. So well done on you, Charits from Korea. I find it absolutely awesome and awe-inspiring that someone can create a game that makes you think that hard about situations like that. And so, yeah, not only that, but it made me worry about Yu Sung when he wasn't showing up in the chat, even though I personally, as the player, knew what was going on. MC does not know what's going on. The main character in the game would not know what's going on. If you were actually placed in that situation with a cell phone, and all of a sudden the person you had started to crush on through the computer suddenly vanishes, it's kind of worrying, and you wouldn't know what's going on. And on top of that, if you know your character's in trouble, it makes you able to actually feel the emotions you think your character would feel. Like with the bomb type thing, the bomb in the apartment, Enrique's apartment for the game, was this terrifying thing. Like, you couldn't leave the apartment. Obviously, in real life, you can leave your house, and you won't have a bomb in your house that'll blow up if you leave. Unless you're just that insane, or someone's just that insane and actually put something like that in your house as a security measure, and it's just like someone hacked it. But I don't really know that many people who've done that. I don't think there are that many people who've done that. In fact, I don't think anyone has actually done that. That's something that can only happen in anime, manga, or a Korean dating sim, in this particular case. But, for me, the fact that the game is so meta and made me actually feel the emotions like, holy crud, my character's gonna die. Obviously, I was able to push it back, but I did still feel tense and still felt the slightest bit of fear about that because of how meta the game is and how entertaining and how, on a personal level, it makes you feel the emotions that you should feel. Some dating sims don't do that. Some are very straightforward and very scripted, which obviously Mystic Messenger is, because the answers have to be somewhat scripted. You can't have an answer for every single person, but there is a very real thought process that was put into this game, and it makes it so entertaining. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked what I covered in this video. If you want to see more content from me in the future, or you want me to keep doing live streams on here while still having the other channel up, you can. You'll always get updated on my other channel, Tesla's Garden. It won't be linked or anything. You just have to look it up. It has the same exact icon as this channel. It has one Undertale comic dub that was strictly by me and just very quick and on Valentine's Day. It has an audition thing set up for an audio drama I want to try to do and everything else. So if you are even remotely interested in following my channel, my new channel, where that's probably where I'm going to be posting most of my content, because I can't do live streams on there, let me know if you want me to do live streams on here, on Nicola123, every once in a while, so that way you guys are up to date and you guys know what's going on. But I've covered everything I want to cover in this video. I hope you've enjoyed sitting and watching and listening to me ramble about Mystic Messenger. I just needed to ramble about it a bit, because I wanted to. So, I think that covers everything. Nicola123 out, Tesla-chan out. Remember to keep on keeping on Tesla Cats, and I'll see you in the next one, whether it be on this channel in a live stream or on Tesla's Garden channel with a comic dub. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.